Institutional Research Board. This is one topic that we have to understand what it's about, and we have to know what it's about before we ever get started. Because you can go up there and you can do your entire thesis, and somebody may look at you and say, well, did you get clearance through the Institutional Research Board? And if the answer is no, you've just put yourself in a lot of risk. You've put a lot of things at risk, and you have to be careful about it. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to need to deal with the Institutional Research Board. This deals with research involving human subjects. Let's be careful about which way it goes. Institutional Research Board. Department of Health and Human Services regulations governing research involving human subjects. It is found at 45 Federal Code, which means this is federal law. Violations are violations of federal law. And that could be real problems because normally you're looking at jail time, especially depending on the way you do it. You are supposed to deal with human subjects in a certain manner. When we look at it, the two main parts of this are research and human subjects. Research, defined, is a systematic investigation, including research development, testing, and evaluation, designed to develop and contribute to the generalizable knowledge. That's the way the federal code puts it down. This can include a survey. This can include a test. It can include other things. You want to do a survey of people, you have to have IRB clearance for this. Now, a lot of times IRB clearance goes, oh yes, this is fine. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that you aren't doing something under duress. So therefore, you need to know what research is. Human subjects. Human subjects, living individuals about whom an investigator, whether professional or student, conducting research obtains 1. Data through intervention or interaction with the individual, or identifiable private information. So number 1 is you're going to obtain data from them either through intervention or interaction with the individual. And number 2 says you have identifiable private information, which could include anything as simple as race, gender, anything like that. If we wanted to go out there and survey honeybee growers about certain practices that they have, a lot of times we want to know how big is the property they have, what their gender is. All of this goes down to IRB. You have to get clearance through it because you're doing research, which is you're obtaining data and you're getting it through intervention or interaction with the individual. You've got identifiable private information in there. So, human subjects. Intervention includes both physical procedures by which data are gathered, for example, venipuncture. If you're collecting blood samples, if you're collecting saliva samples or something like that, that's a physical procedure. And it includes manipulation of the subject or subject's environments that are performed for research purposes. My son took a psychology course. In there, they had 150 students in the class. And every student had to participate in at least 3 different things. So they use students in the class to be guinea pigs for their experimental things. And sometimes it was as simple as, look at the picture, tell me what you say. But since you had a manipulation of the environment, they were taken out of an environment, they put in, that comes down to things that have to be looked at. They have to make sure that you're not going to injure or harm anyone. Interaction includes communication or interpersonal contact. Contact somebody, hey, take the survey for me. It's got to be cleared through the IRB. A lot of times the IRB is, may just be a thing and they look at it, wait a second, all you're doing is a survey? Yeah, that's okay. But they're going to look down at the questions and see what your questions are. You have to provide them with a copy of the survey. IRB looks at any human research. It must be reported and verified before you ever get started. So if you're looking at using humans in your research project, now this is not just going out there talking to some farmer and, because you're going to go out and use part of his land to do something. No, that's not in there. What you're looking at is you're looking at things that are experimentation that is done on or with human. There is what is called the Belmont Report, and it can be found at this website, and this establishes ethical practices for human subjects. So when you're looking at the Belmont Report, you have to go out there and you have to be familiar with it to find out what you can and cannot do with people and stuff like that before you go out there and do something really wrong or really harmful. So in this particular case, you've got Belmont Report, which is going to deal with practices for human subjects.